Oh, hey there. I'm going with a bit of a Chicago Blackhawks theme right now. I had made videos in the past where I talked about how I like the Chicago Blackhawks team. They had a bit of an abysmal year last year, but hopefully they bounce back. It'd be interesting to see if they do. Anyway, there was something I wanted to talk about. A few years back, I did make a video where I made an offer to Patrick Kane, and like I said in the video, I didn't expect the message to get through. However, sometimes on the internet, messages do get through. It just takes a few years, that's all. I mean, I was under the influence of antipsychotic medication, so not my fault. But technically, I named my cousin by her actual name, and she's Lox Calm. I talked about that, and she is the nearest thing to Pocahontas that is out there as far as Native women goes. Like, I've seen other Native women, and they're like really ugly. I wasn't too cognizant of what the internet was entirely like back then. I was still kind of, learning about it. And, obviously, I wanted to make a splash when I started making YouTube videos. That one I didn't actually put on YouTube, but it doesn't really matter because I suppose it would have found its way there anyway. As a matter of fact, it was only a private video on my Facebook settings for the longest time. Yeah, there were a few consequences to that decision, but I needed a story that sounded different than just the regular ones I could possibly think of at the time, other than the lame claim to fame segment that with my father meeting all those rock and rollers back in the 70s. I needed something before I could start talking about that, so that I could distinguish myself as not taking my dad's accomplishments and claiming them as my own. It's a factor in my channel, what I call the lame claim to fame segment, but it's not indicative to who I am. Anyway, there were some negative consequences. I mean, I'd already been fairly disassociated with other family members, other relatives and things like that. They just didn't like me because I sided with my dad on some arguments over my mom, and they didn't like that because my mom was just wrong about things. There's that. And also, somehow my older brother, he got wind of that video, and he's a real sleazy character. Like, he wants to basically be carefree, do the minimal effort, get on title for the house that he's not on title for because he didn't make any money when we bought the house, and coast through life. And I know what's going to happen when my parents, don't have authority to, make him cough up a bit of money every month. He's just going to take all his money and keep it for himself. And anyway, the reason why I mention him is A, he's a sleazeball, and B, he went and, told people in rather an unkindly manner about that, just because he looks like what he is. He acts like a pig and he looks like one. And it cost me quite a bit. My mental health treatment since coming to this area of Metro Vancouver has been way more severe than anything before. In fact, for the last year, I've been, basically stuck in the house because I'm just too sick to go outside. Physically unwell. It hurts right here. Real bad. All the time. Every day. And, I haven't had to take psychiatric medicine in almost 19 months. 19 months. And, it got me to thinking that, a lot of this is actually kind of it's not funny, but there are funny aspects of it. Like, for one thing, the treatment plan I'm on, I asked myself, like, has anyone really escaped from the system? Have they gotten away? And, you know, I think the answer might be a whole lot less than I think. You know, it's not something you can Google and, you know, just find out. Because you couldn't trust that as an honest answer anyway. Which is the other thing. I mean, I know what my cousin looks like, and, you know, some people went, oh, he's getting all confused, he's wearing a Patrick Kane jersey. I was offering tribute as a token of respect to a considerably well-achieved hockey player. And one that didn't get, you know, the kind of recognition that other talented hockey players have gotten and didn't earn at the time, that being Sidney Crosby, of course. I cannot stand Sidney Crosby. Everybody was stroking that guy before he'd even done anything. And he wasn't a factor in the 2009 finals against the Red Wings. It was Max Talbot that scored the 2 goals. Crosby was absent during that game, for the most part. A lot of Sidney Crosby fans I've talked to do not like hearing that at all, but yeah, you gotta take it, that's what it is. But anyway, yeah, as far as mentioning my cousin by name, which I will not do now, I did before because I didn't know no better, because I was on psychiatric medicine. But anyway, an easy trick for the message to get distorted, and they would have felt justified in doing it because they went, well, look at this Iron Drac character, Ryan O'Keefe. He's mentioning people by name, and you know, we've got to distort the information before it gets there, so that, you know, the wrong people to get the wrong idea. There's that. You know, I don't think my message even got out of my own. I refer to them as my administration. They didn't think that at the time. They were, you know, the cyber bullies who were, you know, pushing and prodding me, you know, giving me this stupid version of stories and things like that. And they've been watching me for a long time, and, you know, even then I did sort of know that they were watching. And, you know, they could do whatever they want with what video content comes from certain areas. Like, people think they're having live conversations with people over on the other side of the continent, and they're not. There's plenty of people who, you know, say they're from a certain place on Facebook and things like that, and they're not. They're really, you know, 20-minute drive into another part of Metro Vancouver or something like that. They just completely lied on their profile. Anyway, another trick they could have done is they could have portrayed my cousin as being, you know, very ugly. That would have been quite easy to deceive anybody in a convincing manner. Because, I mean, as I said in the video, I doubt that my video would even get past his receptionist. But in a way, this would kind of help him out, because it would weaken the grip of not only the administration that he has surrounding him, because it's not just the Chicago Blackhawks, it's the administration that oversees this particular player's development, because he's worth, you know, millions and millions of dollars, won 3 Stanley Cups, yada yada yada. And whenever you're worth that kind of money, even if, you know, you're ugly or whatever, there will always be women that sort of just slowly lurk and creep in. And, you know, from their perspective, if they did see the video, I could understand them going, oh, well, who's this guy? What does he have to offer? He's made up some stupid story, and we have no way of verifying it. And then, as I said, my administration, the people who were bullying me around and everything, and, you know, going, well, right, we're going to write this guy up and all that kind of stuff. The reason I call him my administration is, like Khan, I've taken over their vessel exactly as how I planned. Took a long time to do it. Had to put up with a lot of pain because psychiatric medicine, it can get you right here, and it really, really hurts. And I'm a unique person because I was able to escape their system, and not only that, take over their ship, so to speak, on the internet. And I'm not just some crawler or something like that. I offered a legitimate business transaction, and I don't think a lot of people understood that. I think they took it the wrong way, and they totally underestimated my capabilities. And I wish I could say I could thank them for that. But I suppose I thank them for that when they're nothing but space debris after I, destroy the rest of their armada. Because they're still going to come after me no matter what. Anyway, to sum up the Patrick Kane video, I no longer have it in my possession as far as I know. It may be on my old computer, because the Facebook account that I had it on was destroyed by Facebook. Just recently, actually. It had been up there for years. I never saved it to my new computer, but it should still be on my old computer, but my old computer has overheating problems, so I wouldn't be able to access, and that's, I don't entirely remember if it's on there on the hard drive or not. However, it does exist on the internet, because the internet doesn't actually delete things no matter what it is. It's a fairly benign video considering, all the kind of crazy stuff that happens on the internet. It's literally like one grain of sand as far as the bad things that go on in the grand spectrum of a giant desert. Like one tiny little grain of sand. Not even worth mentioning, misdemeanor, slap on the wrist, leave me the fuck alone kind of ideology. Anyway, I just want to make this video to clarify all that, and I will talk to you guys at another point. Thank you. Bye.